a lot of people use services for their loved ones, cancer, air ambulance, you name it, you use it. A lot of them need funding.
I'm Eddie Sparrow, I run the MCFC Memorial Let's Not Forget Past Blues Facebook page, and through it I try to raise money for different charities as well as remembering our past blues. And tonight it's for Christie's. We've got a few ex-players here again and a full house, which I really appreciate, and hopefully we'll have a good night. And it's just one of them. I enjoy doing it. I love the club, I love doing the charity work, and you know, all I can say is let's have a good night.
I'm starting tonight's vlog at an event which Eddie Sparrow is running. He is famous for doing the memorial for the former Blues, if you like, people who passed away, on his website and or his Facebook page. And he also raises money for charity through signed shirts, etc. So there are one or two former players here who will get on the vlog as well, because I'm doing something different at the game, which I hopefully can explain to you during the case of tomorrow. But it means my vlog will be slightly different. But obviously I don't want to not do it. So here I am the night before at the Premier Lounge in Ordenshaw, starting off the vlog against Newcastle United. Later on, Harlan, who you'll have seen on the vlog before and is on the audio podcast, will do some vlogging with the fans in the ground before and after. But this is my contribution today to the vlog. So let's see who's here, or which former players are here.
I believe they'll win. That's my prediction anyway.
Do you think City will win the league this year?
Yes, I do. I think City have got too much quality throughout their squad compared to some other teams. You know, obviously United have been playing well, Arsenal have been playing well, but again, I think if they get a few injuries and stuff like that in some of their key areas, I think they're in trouble then. Unlike City, I think they can fill those positions very, very easily with quality players.
I've done the Arsenal-Everton game midweek for TalkSport, and they struggled for 40 minutes to break Everton down, who were really good in that time on the counter-attack as well, defensively, but then two mistakes, they went to sleep, and Arsenal were brilliant second half. So I think it's going to go right to line. The big game is obviously at the Etihad coming up pretty soon, so yeah, it's always going to go to the wire.
So Arsenal are the real deal. I mean, I keep wondering whether they're going to fall away at some point. You don't think so?
No, maybe 4 or 5 games ago when they lost to Everton, and then they had that draw at Brentford and they lost to City. But that win at Villa was paramount for them. I know it was 2-2 going into the last sort of couple of minutes, and then they got the goals. So, but they look the real deal. And if Zinchenko keeps playing the way he's playing, he was sensational the other night. City might look back and think, why have they sold 2 of their title-winning players to, and maybe they didn't think Arsenal were a rival at the time, but they certainly are now.
Newcastle have been brilliant. You know, you just don't know what sort of reaction you're going to get from last week. Obviously, I thought they did okay in the game against a team that's really, really on the up. Unfortunately. So they could react either way. They could be, despondent and lose the game for that, or they could come back fighting. I think with Eddie Howe, they probably will. They've got a great start to the season. It's not been fantastic for quite a while, but they've kept the position up there, so they've done really, really well. In terms of the league, I honestly do believe it's a 3-horse race rather than a 2. It'd be great to not be thinking about the neighbours, but we have to do that. If we believe we can catch Arsenal, then we've got to believe they potentially can catch us. Whether we're the traffic in between them and Arsenal, I don't know. But overall, I think our experience, I think the strength and depth in the squad, and I think 1 or 2 players finding form, which is we are at the minute. It's great to see Phil Foden back in scoring goals and hitting form and looking easy, and also good to understand the reason for that. I think we were all wondering, what it was about. That he fallen out with the manager, and if the explanation is what it was, then it makes perfect sense. So, I think success in both. I think we, certainly think we'll win tomorrow in the Newcastle game, and I think we'll succeed in the league as well.
As a goalkeeping coach and of course a former City goalkeeper, when you look at Edison and the way he plays now, are you bewildered by the fact that he plays in such a different way?
Well, yeah. I mean, in my day and age, obviously, the back pass law ruled it didn't come until I was 27 years of age, 28. Nowadays, the goalkeeper's first and foremost thing is to be able to pass the ball and play like a centre half. And Edison, to be fair, has got the best feet I've ever seen.
He's not a bad goalkeeper either, is he?
No, he's a fantastic goalkeeper, and it's interesting to watch because he's got every pass in the book. And when you watch the game now, obviously there's a lot of short stuff, but there is still time for, they call it Route 1 football, but I've seen him knock some long balls this season, they've got in and scored. So he has everything.
Today I've been invited to come down for a whole day experience, and when it's a 12:30 kick-off, 7 a.m. as an arrival time at the Etihad seems very strange, but we've just been inside the main dressing room where a lot of Colin Bell shirts are hung up because the person who's invited me today and the club are paying tribute to Colin, and I understand that before kick-off I'll be out in the centre circle there paying tribute to Colin, who obviously I wrote his autobiography and became good friends with him, so it's quite an emotional day. We just watched a video and my voice is cracking up. It's because it's still 10 to 8 in the morning after a late night at Eddie Sparrow's do last night, so be interesting to see what we get to see. I believe we're going to have a bit of a tour, and then at some point we're going to be up in one of those private boxes, so let's see what happens. Today is all about Colin Bell. What are your memories of Colin?
Oh, well, he was great, wasn't he? To play with. Certainly, I mean, in that team I came in with Tommy and Summer being Bell and Francis Lee. But Colin was great, all-round player. And helped the young lads like me and Jed Keegan and Paul Power, who came in the side at the time. He was very helpful to us and spoke to us before a game and helped to settle us in when you had nerves. And just a great athlete as well, never stopped running. He was a great player.
You replaced him at Wembley in the 76 League Cup final, didn't you? Midfield.
Yeah, no, and people say the only thing that they could know the difference was because he had fair hair and I had dark hair. But if you believe that, you believe anything.
And this is an opportunity inside City's TV studios for the people who've come down today to actually handle Colin Bell's medals, which is a rare treat.
So much for coming over here. You're the first people of the general public that have seen this. It's a brand new studio that was built for us after COVID, and we do a lot of our interviews in here and a lot of our stuff for the press.
All plated stuff. So this is the thing in terms of, I think it's, it's telling really of, how smaller items that they are that we're giving out. Things are so different now.
Which ones was which again?
Okay.
And then going from the crown
You brought down this collection of Colin Bell memorabilia. How important do you think that he is in terms of City history?
Huge. I think when I think of City historically as a club, Colin Bell, I think to most City fans, I think most football historians is the first name you think of.
And obviously the collection is something very special for you to be able to bring from the museum. It's on display there, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So we have most of the items on loan from Colin Bell are on display. So big highlights of First Division winners medal in 1968, FA Cup winners medal 1969, his Cup Winners' Cup medal 1970, and his World Cup participation medal in 1970 as well.
And the crown.
And the crown, yeah, which is definitely one of my favourite objects of Colin's, but also I would say in the whole museum, given the fact that with all his medals and achievements, he said that what the fans gave him or made him was the most important objects to him.
At the top is we welcome our first player against Newcastle Preview, followed by Ruben Diaz, Bernardo. Great to see you back the fans. Back the bar, make some noise for John Jones.
So then a nice easy journey from Bolton then, less than an hour it took, and got the tram into the Etihad this early afternoon, of course, for what is going to be a really tricky game against Newcastle in my honest opinion. Of course they're fifth in the league, we're second, we need to keep the pressure on Arsenal and make sure that we are part of that chasing pack, and I do firmly believe that we will still win the league this season, but it's going to be a tricky one this afternoon. I remember growing up as a kid, and Newcastle games were always really difficult. Sean Romy Orbie and Alan Shearer never used to hold back when it came to play Newcastle United, did this. So tricky one this afternoon, as I've already said, but I still think City will win, and I think City will go on and win this one 3-1. I can't really see us not conceding. I just always not fancy us to concede, but think we will concede in games like this, and I can't remember the last time we kept a clean sheet at home. Can you? Let's find out what the fans think at the Etihad Stadium this afternoon.
I think it'll be close. Newcastle are on the way down a little bit. Hopefully City on the way up. Foden back, full squad, should be a win.
Yeah, what about you, little man?
I think the same. I hope City put out a strong squad today. Hope they get 3 points.
Hope City get 3 points. I think we all do, buddy. What are you expecting from Newcastle?
A very defensive team from the Newcastle. They don't concede many goals, so let's hope City can change that.
Absolutely, and Dad, I'm guessing, yeah. What are you expecting from a Newcastle side that are doing quite well under Eddie Howe?
Yeah, I think they'll be tough to break down. Like Harry said, defensively very strong, good centre-back partnership, but I think they're mentally, after Sunday, will be a little bit low, so they're there for the taking.
Hopefully a win, 5-0, 5-1.
5-0, 5-1, I like it.
I have the same bet every home game.
Do you? Same bet every home game?
Yeah.
Decent, so good omen then?
Hopefully, yeah.
We've not had it for a while though, with that.
No, I know, but it's due for one then.
Absolutely. Enjoy the game midweek?
Yeah. It's a good result.
And Newcastle obviously losing in the cup final last week. Do you think that'll have a bearing on today?
Hopefully it's affected the confidence. Yeah.
I think it's going to be 3-0.
3-0 City?
Yeah.
Keep a clean sheet?
Yeah.
Okay, who's your favourite player?
Phil Foden.
Phil Foden. He's been doing really well recently, hasn't he? Scoring again?
Yeah, and I'm even asking my mum to get a haircut like him.
Wow, you want Phil Foden's haircut? Is that what you're going to ask your barber for?
Yeah.
Who's going to score?
Phil Foden, Haaland, and Phil Foden again.
And now I'm down Sam pitch side. I'm going to get the opportunity to walk out into the centre circle and represent Colin Bell on this special day that the sponsor has brought me along for, which I really appreciate.
I thought that we played really well. We were obviously all over them pretty much, but I think we could do with another goal to kind of secure the win.
Special goal by Phil Foden, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. A lovely bit of skill, and then I think it took a deflection, but it was a good finish.
Are you confident City are going to win this?
Yeah. I think we've got it in the bag. We just need to score another and not concede with like our first shot on target, because that's been happening quite a lot recently.
Yeah, another game. Just got to keep winning, and we know it's ours. Teams come here and defend, because we put them under that much pressure. But all I say is just believe in Pep, and everything will turn out fine.
City seem to be on that roll now, don't they? That they get on.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, teams don't come here to try and get a result. Well, they do to try and get a draw. But you don't see any teams coming here to try and win games, and that helps us. But it is frustrating when you can't break them down. But we do break them down. We've got the players to do that, and all looks well.
Isn't the truth though that most teams come here knowing that we're far better than them?
Yeah, of course they do. I mean, they come here. I mean, for a great result for the team when they come here is a draw. You know, and it's that speaks for itself.
It's what we needed today. Could have been a potential banana skin for us because obviously Newcastle will be hurting after last week. They're not a bad side. I think 2 defeats all season in the league, so we had to work for it today. But I thought we stuck to the task, and Phil Foden led the way again, as he has done since he's come back from all his injuries. So really good news for us. That
solid back four today as well. Is that the back four you play at Palace?
I'm just on a Kanji. I'm a bit where I'd probably swap him out for Laporte. I think it's just that final ball all the time.
Yeah.
I think we've got the Stones is coming back as well, so I think that. But obviously Diaz gives us that confidence that we didn't have in the back four. Now we look like we're not going to concede all the time, and that's a good thing for us going forward. Clean sheets are going to be important on the running now.
Yeah, and Pep usually gets criticised off the majority of fans for late substitutions. He got the Bernardo one bang on, didn't he?
Well, you couldn't have picked it better today, could you? But you know what Bernardo brings when he comes off that bench, and when he's not on the pitch, you know he's not on the pitch, and when he comes on, the difference is there. It lifts the team straight away, and you just could see we needed a pair of legs, and it was just at the right moment, I thought, today, and obviously Bernardo did what he does best.
Brilliant game, absolutely brilliant. I thought they'd come and give us a really good game, obviously where they are in the league and everything now, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. So there were a few tactical fouls that they made that they probably couldn't have, or shouldn't have done, but there you go, that's football. It's a bit hard watching down the other end when they goes down, so
yeah.
It's been in South Stand, but it was a brilliant game, good atmosphere, nice to see all the fans, especially Newcastle fans as well, applaud on 6 minutes for our Blue Angels,
yes,
so
of course, yeah.
Lots of respect for them for that and for our fans as well, but brilliant. Foden coming back to his best again.
Excellent run that, wasn't it?
Absolutely brilliant.
I enjoyed it. I was in the posh seats today with my lady Debbie, so yeah, it was alright, but I prefer the South Stand if I'm being honest.
Oh, I didn't get to give you that weekly tap that I give you on the shoulder when I walked down the
No,
steps
you
today.
didn't. I bet you thought I wasn't there, but I'm 65 today, so my birthday, and we had a good night, charity night with Ian and some of the old players, and raising money for Christie, so it was good. I enjoyed it. It's been a long, what with the away games and stuff, been a long couple of weeks.
So then, 2-0 City, one of them games, I said it was going to be a tricky one. I thought we started really well. I thought that we were a lot more direct than usual, which I liked. I want that from us. I want us to be more direct and not as possession based and passive at times, and as slow. We were quicker, then we fell into a rhythm where we were a bit sluggish, but we got the job done. Like I said like everyone else has said, it's end of the day, it's points before performances at the moment now. We've got to keep on Arsenal's tails. Really enjoyed it, another win, and even on days like today when we only score 2, it's great to be a Blue, isn't it, Ian? Back to you, pal.
So nice that they keep Colin's
memory
alive. Yeah.
We've all been seeing the medals, and
Yeah.
I was proud enough to wear a shirt with Colin's name on the back. It was great to walk out there.
I know, it's lovely. It is. It makes me feel very proud. And he'll be up there watching.
So that's the end of another City victory, a different day. Me up here in this private box and able to remember Colin Bell, and Harlan helping out with 1 or 2 ordinary fans as well. I'll be back as normal down at Crystal Palace next weekend, a 5:30 kick-off down in South London. In the meantime, there'll be an audio podcast this weekend, which David White's promised to come on, so check that out as well. It's on all the usual platforms. But a big thank you to Eamar Development UK, to Timpson and to RRG Group, and to you for watching and celebrating another City success. It's great being a Blue, isn't it? And it's great being a Colin Bell fan.